MCU fans, my name is Scott Churchson alongside Mr. JT Maguire and, of course, Mr. Ryan O'Regan. And this is Watch Party for episode 4 of Marvel Phase 4 Hawkeye on Disney+. We have not seen this yet. It was released earlier today. So we are going to find out, along with you, what's going on right now and where things are at. The last time, basically, spoilers if you haven't seen it. So if you need to be, next couple of seconds, I'll raise my hand when I'm done with the recap. Hawkeye's previous experience as Ronin is coming back to haunt him right now as a new anti-hero slash villain by the name of Echo is out for revenge. Right now, he's also trying to mentor Kate, the new probable heir apparent Hawkeye character, while also dealing with everything that happened at the beginning of Endgame. So we are at this point now in the second half of Hawkeye. The question of whether or not he will return home for Christmas is still up for debate. Personally, I think yes, the answer will be that, but we're going to find out. Anyway, that's the end of the spoilers, and no more spoilers at this point. Gentlemen, how you doing?
I am really hyped from this, and that's only because of what we've heard this week so far, that Charlie Cox's Daredevil is being brought back to the MCU. So that really leans heavily on who Maya's uncle could be. Whose uncle's who is it going to be? I want to know if they actually show the person. I don't know if it's going to be Vincent D'Onofrio, but I really hope it is, because I really want them to bring this in. I feel like Hawkeye is going to be like the last bit of like street value superhero that we're going to get for a while after Spider-Man and Doctor Strange and all this other stuff. So I really want them to use this time to set a base level of like the criminal organizations of New York and throughout the United States. We've already seen, the Hand and all that other stuff. We saw Shang-Chi with the their organization with the Mandarin and the 10 Rings. I want to see some New York level gangster nonsense. I hope this is what that happens with it.
Ryan? Oh, go JT, whatever your name is.
I have a name.
I have a name.
I think this is. I'm kind of like Ryan. I'm hoping for. I guess, are we not going to say his name for whatever reason? We're not going to say Kingpin, because
We're theorizing it's Kingpin. No, we can say it at this point. We're
assuming it's going to be King. It's a question of whether or not we're actually going to see a Kingpin by the end of this series.
Yeah, that's my worry. I think we might have a Mephisto situation on our hands here. But then again, they get kind of go after us with Kang the Conqueror at the end of maybe another show. It wasn't really Kang; it was a version of Kang, but still.
In that series with that guy that had from the 40-Year-Old Virgin. Yeah, we won't mention anything beyond that. That.
Well, I think that was the thing. It's like they played so many little hints and everything. It's like every single week you saw someone talking about, that's a Kang reference. That's a Kang reference. It's like, and then we finally got a Kang. It wasn't like the Conqueror. It was more of a benign version of him. So, I mean, I can't necessarily say if we're going to get like a Wilson Fisk or if we're going to get a Kingpin, but I'd like to see at least one or the other.
Which, by the way, in the comics, he wasn't Kang, by the way. In the comics, he was a whole separate character, the He Who Remains. But
I mean, there's been different variations of it. That's the thing with comic books. You could like have 10 different people have that title over the series of like whenever they started to whenever it is now. Yeah. But I like the idea that they at least made it like a version as opposed to like some whole other entity, or like a Loki variant is the one that controls everything. It's like, oh, come on. No. We've seen enough Lokis.
Seen enough variants.
Shall we, gentlemen?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to hit basically right now. Like I said, I'm sitting on play episode for Hawkeye. So when you're ready, I'm going to click my button. Click your button as well. Okay, I'll give a countdown from 4.
All
right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit.
Now, did you say 4 just because we're on episode 4?
No, I just figured I'd give you an extra second.
Okay, because I'm saying if you do it next week and you're saying from the countdown of 5.
You know what? I might do that.
Just to be cute about it.
So, actually, I'm currently loading this right now. I'm not sure about you guys. There we go. So right now we are kicking things off.
They're really focusing on that watch.
Yeah. I wonder what it's going to end up being, if it's some from Tony or someone else.
Well, I mean, if you think about the big science people, it's either someone from Tony, yes, that would be obvious, even though he's gone. Or you could possibly say maybe it belongs to Bruce Banner, considering you have a She-Hulk show coming up.
That is true.
Well, what purpose would the watch serve?
I don't know. That's the whole thing.
Oh,
It's
that's
like, if
right.
it's a
We
watch,
ended
it
with
could be
Swordman
anything.
and Hawkeye.
Mm.
I mean, we just saw a retractable sword. Who knows what the hell the watch can do? It's like, James Bond-esque. It's probably like lasers, mini bombs, pin particles. Who the hell knows?
So. But basically, we're now officially into the end half. Some random questions regarding Kate and where she's at. The police are starting to zone in.
All the setup.
What's that?
We've gotten all the setup. Now for the knockdown.
So, also just so we can sync this up, when you actually get past the recap, are you past there yet?
Yes.
You are. Okay. All right, there we go. Right now, I've got the Marvel intro. I had a little bit of a glitch on my side. I had to restart it.
Hold on. Let me pause for you then.
No. That's okay. I'll just catch up. Yeah.
Archer.
Yeah. Actually, right now I'm at a
You're
timestamp.
Archer.
I'm at 132 is the timestamp.
Phrasing. Oh, I am at 2:07.
Wow. All right. So there we go.
I am at 2:13.
All right. So I'm good in this case. So basically, yeah, he did. We're in the house. We dropped in. No big deal. Okay, cool. Working a case together. How terrific. Yes. Evil make stepdaddy here. So
Let's keep telling the evil swordsman what we are doing.
well, I mean, it's that like I said, we've established it's that Wario or Snidely Whiplash mustache,
Right, but I think there was the question of whether or not they may have known each other, considering they do have a previous history in the comics when they were in the circus together. But it seems here, Snidely Whiplash, he has no idea who Clint was.
Though I'm seeing more and more hints towards the mother being evil, even including during the flashback. She, you never see how the father dies. The last thing you hear is the fact that the mother went to go visit him, and then they have to evacuate.
And then you just flash forward to the funeral. Yeah. In this case, the funeral. But of course, this being Marvel, nobody ever really stays dead for long. I would even go so far, and I really kind of hope in some ways they don't do this, but it wouldn't surprise me in the least if they brought back Tony Stark. Spoiler, by the way.
So far in the movies, they haven't brought anyone back.
Yeah.
And there is a case of it.
But at this point, Jeremy Renner's starting to show his age a little bit.
Yeah, a little.
They are really understanding about this situation.
They really kind of are. They're very chill,
Well, she was also understanding about her daughter destroying a clock tower.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
kids
but now
kids.
she's helping with an Avengers level threat, and she's like, all right then.
I'm pretty confident they're both evil. We know Swordsman is evil. But I think the mother is evil too.
But actually, that would be a cool twist in some ways too, because like I said, the one is obvious. So she's not the mom's griping to Clint right now. She's not a superhero. Basically, it's probably the equivalent of stay away from my daughter, don't get her killed.
Oh.
Ooh. Being good isn't always the Natasha Romanoff dig right there.
That's cold blooded.
That is harsh. But I mean, listen, as a mom, I get where she's coming from. Where you kind of have to look at it and be like, I want to protect my daughter. I lost my husband. And there it is, right there. I cannot lose Kate. So, So I mean, I get as a mom where she'd be coming from with something like this. So. So yeah, he's not going to let it go, but he's okay. Yeah, I want to make sure. I'll make sure.
I'm wondering if this is a false elevator where she's going to trap him.
Well, after making that one, or he's going to be.
That would be clever if it was.
Oh, he got a sword back.
Yeah,
he's slick.
Yeah. He runs.
Laura. Oh, that's his wife.
That's Linda Cardinalini, I think her name is. Kundalingus.
She's the man in the chair.
I'm looking for the man in the chair.
Okay, so she's obviously
Uh-oh.
tipping somebody off.
Oh, it's 36 and third.
I wonder if
They touched on there
she's
like 2
with the
weeks ago.
Kingpin.
Let's not forget that was Velma 20 years ago.
What?
Yeah, Linda Cardellini. She was Velma from like the live action Scooby Doo movies.
Time flies. And in fact, those movies were 20 years ago, sir.
What did I say? 10?
Yes.
Oh shit! Yeah, I meant 20.
Time flies.
Random background people having pantomime conversation over a burger. She's sprechen Sie Deutsch.
Oh, they know about the watch.
Tch.
They said Rolex.
Oh, they screwed up a shot there too. They replaced background actors in the back. There's a screw up. They screwed up. Yeah. But so far so solid.
I think I was looking some stuff up, and she was supposed to be a superhero, but she was never introduced properly in this.
The mom, so she's just basically tech person. Oh, a product placement for Skippy.
Yeah, I think her name, ironically enough, how I was saying like how archers seem to get their Black Canary.
Mm-hmm.
Her superhero name is something very similar. Crud, now I can't think.
If
of
you're
what it
thinking
was.
Mockingbird, technically that was
Mockingbird.
already done in the MCU, although it was done on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Laura Barton. Let's see.
And it wasn't Laura Barton.
Oh, it wasn't?
No,
because it was Clint's wife in the.
Well, yeah. If they had gone with that, I think they would have gone ahead and made her the Mockingbird character. But
they probably
they already put Mockingbird.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not canon.
I know, but since they already introduced the character, it's going to be hard for them to reintroduce it in the proper continuity.
Not really, because they're going to do it to Ghost Rider.
It's going to be a different Ghost Rider. I don't think it's going to be the car driving one.
It's not going to be Nick Cage?
No, he's the bike driving one.
Okay. You're not going to bring back Nick Cage into the MCU here? Might have been?
Not unless it's from a different universe.
Oh, I'll tell you right now. If they bring Nick Cage into the MCU,
as bad as those two movies were, I think the fans would love it if he showed up somehow. Because he's just so over the top, especially in the second one. God, that mustache, man! I can't.
Oh, he's just so slick.
I feel like all these interactions are really freaking weird with the three of them.
Well, because you've got this person pretty much invading your family, and you obviously had a close. But
even like her reactions to it are weird. The mother's reactions to it are weird.
It's almost like he's flaunting it in front of her.
So you think basically either that, or do you think she's forced? Like the mom, he's like the mom was possibly in on it too. So,
I'm still thinking the mother's in on it. That's still my going theory.
He looks acting happy anyway. So, oh yeah, that was a campy line there. It's a superhero appearance and a serenade all in the same day. It's a busy day over here. So, that
was just creepy.
That looked forced. That looks so forced. Oh God. Maybe this is like some kind of a fake thing where.
Okay. So he uses phrasing wrong.
Absence makes the heart grow older. Oh yeah. Well. I guess in some regards, technically, that could be true. Yeah. Oh.
He's talking like he's like a foreign agent or something. Like he learned English wrong.
We had to learn to make English here. In Soviet Russia, word was you. It's better being home in the holidays, though. Oh, I mean, yes. Oh, Briars.
Yeah, but that's weird for them to like actually spend a few minutes noticing that.
Yeah, that's obviously setting up something later.
So it's slipping my mind now. Why is Clint sticking around now?
Because he still needs to find out basically what happened with the sword and also his involvement with Ronin and everything going on there. Yeah, and some ways probably have to protect his family too, because he knows that they can be used against him.
Well, it's also the thing that they think that Ronin is the girl.
Yeah,
but he's not willing to go ahead and tell them, no, I'm Ronin. I'm the one that killed people. So he's got to squash it all. Otherwise,
Mhm.
one of them's going to get chased eventually.
Someone brought this up recently. They never really went into why he became Ronin and like his full history as Ronin. It would be kind of cool to see that.
Well, like an integral that way. So
Well, that might be episode 5 for all we know.
could be.
They do that sometimes with these shows where there's going to be like a whole
I mean,
episode.
him
that's
losing his
backstory.
family could set him off, definitely. But like the
Aw.
old timey movies in the movie posters in the back. Oh, Santa Claus.
Ooh,
Oh, hey,
that's a nice
hey, a
selection.
Disney movie, Santa Claus.
Branding. Oh, Rudolph. I saw Rudolph.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Good boy.
looking it up, the apartment they're at, apparently that woman provides the location of what becomes headquarters of the West Coast Avengers.
Okay.
Even though they're not on the West Coast, they're on the East Coast here. But maybe she has another location.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the company is connected to the tracksuit mafia.
Mhm.
They're like, benefactors, I guess, or well, what's the word that you would use for like the people that give you money to do your stuff?
By the way, I just want to point out real quick, the mug he's drinking from said this was right. Did you see that?
Yeah, no, we hadn't
Really?
seen it before.
Yeah.
Well, no, we saw it on a toilet before. Now we're
Mm.
seeing it on a cup.
That's just the thing that's going around, I guess.
She wrote on the movie poster. That's not cool. Dude,
It's just the frame.
I
it's
just
fine.
finished complimenting the movie posters and think they were nice, Yeah. They got pizza with no drinks. It's really hard to eat pizza without something to drink, wash it down with. Tough. All right, so now it's problem solving. Yeah. Boomerang arrows.
Oh, I'm sure there was one.
You're gonna come back, yeah, exactly, with a pointy end right at your head. Coming back. He's like, you not yet.
It's like there's a physics issue here.
You'd have to dodge. Well, that would work well for Gohan, right? Ooh.
Why did you dodge?
Yeah.
Oh, I tried to show Ryan that he had no interest in that.
Oh, and Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Oh well.
Yeah.
I tried to show my wife a few times too. She doesn't get it. And I've had Lauren Simpson on the show, and she's like, "Yeah, I don't understand it." And she knows.
Really?
She quotes it. She actually literally quotes the show.
Ooh.
And to the point where it's like, all I want to do is turn into a Super Saiyan. She'll sing that, but she has no interest in whatsoever in actually seeing TFS.
Oh, nice.
Nice shot.
Weird.
Oh, I like the dog. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like he's a good mark. Don't people knock on him just because it's bow and arrow? He is a good marksman.
Yeah, he is. But also in this case, he is sort of like the every person. You got the Hulk, you got super enhanced people and all this kind of stuff. It's nice to see just that average person like him and Natasha.
I'm wondering how many TikToks are going to spawn from this. So it's like people trying to do the coin trick.
Oh yeah, right.
She's gonna break the TV. Oh,
Exactly. Well, Merry Christmas, movie
Good
house.
job. Now, I'll have to rewatch this over and over just to like do the training.
Mm-hmm.
Got
Yeah,
you
it's
a big
already
enough coin.
trended, by the way, at this point, I'm sure, in TikTok. And also, I think that cat and that dog sweater, I think, are going to start being readily available right now. Hawkeye.
consider my Christmas present, not me saving your life.
Oh, are we going to get deep?
Yeah.
We're going to get deep.
That's not available. It's not. The sweaters are not yet available on like Etsy or anything like that.
Oh, it's talking about the time to take on Natasha.
Yeah. It was time. World building. I like it. Couldn't
Well, that's
do
the
it.
thing. Like we always heard about, like how he converted her.
Mm,
but we never understood from his angle.
yeah, she wanted out. All right, so I'm liking this. Like I said, he adds a little depth to the character. Auntie Natasha. Yeah, I guess I'm not
It's
sure.
really hard for me to read their relationship because on the one hand, it seems like just deep camaraderie. On the other hand, you'd almost think it might have been romantic, but I don't think it ever was.
No, I think it was very platonic. I think he's very devoted to to his wife, but it was one of those things that you bond when you get the other person's perspective that well. I remember hearing a line that says, nothing will bond two strangers together faster than I've been where you are. Yeah. Oh, hey, It's a Wonderful Life. But I think by default, every time there's a Christmas movie on a TV show, it has to be It's a Wonderful Life.
I wonder if you had to pay royalties for that one.
I don't. It went into the public domain.
I would think it is.
Back in '76, it went into the public domain. That's the only reason it became famous, because I think NBC bought it up for pretty much pennies and started running it because it was just a cheap Christmas filler and everybody liked it at that point. That movie bombed in the box office initially.
It's kind of funny. It's funny because it's free. It's famous.
Ronin.
Yeah, that's what happened. I just watched something earlier about the movie Clue. The only reason Clue became famous is because it was a cheap airing on HBO and Comedy Central. Yeah, so she figured it out. Yep, she figured out that he's Ronin. So everyone dealt with the blip in their own way. Well, you knew this was going to happen at some point, so yeah, that's exactly. And you knew this conversation was going to happen at some point. If it wasn't going to be this episode, it's probably going to be the next one. So I was talking about being a weapon too. So, but I mean, it's good that they explain what happened with him with Ronin and why. Like you said, you deal with your pain in your own way, and I can see him totally going off the rails in a case like that.
Well, I guess that really delves into like the whole idea of the superheroes and these sort of organizations and stuff. It's like you're only a superhero because people call you a superhero, but in your own mind, you know what you're doing. You're being violent, regardless of the cause.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of how you process it. He probably thinks he's no different than Natasha in that sense.
Could be. So we're actually probably almost halfway through this episode too. I think at this point too.
Yeah, it's only 40 minutes.
Yeah, we have 22 minutes left, and that's including credits. So, yeah. Sure keeps riding up. But yeah, so right now, midway through. Yeah, this is a little different when it's only a 40-minute episode with credits versus like that 1 hour long one we had. Or we did the 2 episodes back to back.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I've really been kind of surprised with Disney Plus shows because at this point, every single hero we've seen or who's been at the crux of these shows has been going through trauma and has really been just dealing with the consequences of superheroism.
Yeah.
Whether it was Wanda, whether it was Bucky.
And they're doing all of it right now with everything that he dealt with.
Loki dealing with his actions and his previous existence.
He's so I know exactly where that is too. You're listening to New York 107.6 Light FM instead of 106.7.
The better universe.
So, I'll drop Christine Nega a message and be like, "You got almost a quasi nod right now on Hawkeye episode 4." The LARPers. Do we know what
the fact that they got LARP friends?
Well, he was with the LARPers. That's how he got all the information he got. So, do we know what's on her shirt, by the way?
I don't know that
Russian. Oh, they're the LARPers.
So we're back to the LARPers.
Yeah.
The ones everyone complained about in episode 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which considering what I was just talking about, it really makes sense to have LARPers in here because LARPing, they pretty much just see the whole idea of like combat and fighting for good and all that. They see it as like a noble thing. They see it as like a fun thing. And then you have someone like Hawkeye who's pretty much been on the other end of the spectrum where it's like, it's not fun.
That was a weird cut.
Yeah, it was really. Partner / best friend.
Sure
He's
is.
a cop. Yeah. I'm a cop. All the women like what was it, Elbath of Deepdale, officer. So evidence tampering facility near the Manhattan Bridge. All right.
Oh God, are they going to make her participate too?
I was gonna say, it's protect and serve if you can LARP well. So.
No, don't.
Yeah.
Don't buy into it.
Yeah.
Don't be one of those people.
I was waiting for one of them to basically badly hit on her, but I'm glad they actually didn't do that scene because that's
Well,
so
no.
overused.
They're going to try to recruit her.
I know, but
Warpers
that's
are like cult.
it's so overused in these cases where it's like, hey, I got an arrow for you, baby.
I have friends who LARP, and I have nothing against it, but I'm watching a superhero film.
Mm-hmm.
Oopsie.
Stay right there.
Need to get out of the city. Is the Russian man? Is it time to slither? Yeah, I like that we looked that guy up the other day too to find out his backstory or who the actor was and everything. Yeah. Now under my app. So yeah, I gotta like I said, I wonder if at some point if you're going to get. I'm betting by episode 6 at the very end, you'll probably get that bombshell of who the uncle was or some kind of a weird thing. That was the problem that they had with crap. What was the first series that they had? Scarlet, which one?
WandaVision.
Yeah, WandaVision. That there was no bombshell at the end, that people were expecting it and never got it. Yeah.
Well, I think you got a kind of a bombshell.
No,
there.
but I think they were waiting for like Doctor Strange or something like that. And instead, it's like, you kidnap thousands of people to relive your worst experience of your life, and then you let them go and you'll live in the woods. So her need for vengeance is going to get her killed. Yeah. I will be very disappointed. Let me use the box cutter under the seat. It's like, dude, oh, it's like some Batman.
Who did you think you were playing around with?
Yeah, this is like a Batman type thing. I was half expecting when he turned her back around that Hawkeye was just going to be gone like Batman would be. Yeah, he kind of is Batman in some ways, like an older Batman.
Though this universe does have the older Batman.
What's that?
This universe does have the older Batman.
Kind of almost like a top.
What were you expecting?
Exactly.
It's like, you can have it back.
It's the seventh biggest building in New York City.
You took it.
Was that fried bologna? Ew.
Oh no!
I was thinking it's like a Cobra Kai thing when he's like frying bologna, on the grill or on the pan.
Oh no,
dude. So, yeah.
Well, now people know where her hideout is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got friends in. What? Yeah. This is getting weird.
oh my god,
so weird.
He's just like, you know what? Even if my daughters were doing this, I still wouldn't stand it.
They do the arrows in the info. He has material for a new costume. Okay, you got that Tony Stark connection, that Stark Industries connection, right?
It's like those nanobites that he had to make make his armor. You could probably pick up a few of those, right?
You know, guys that have this stuff, right?
Pepper's still around, isn't she?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. One phone call over there. Yeah. I mean, call Ant-Man and basically contact Hank Pym.
Peter Parker technically has access to all of it.
Oh, he does.
Or
and then some. Yeah. So. All right.
Ooh.
Let's try the Avengers compound. No, we're not. Hi. Can I have that arrow, please?
Really? We're haggling over the bag?
My wife here? Oh. That bag's gonna get destroyed.
No.
Yeah. That's a weird
If
cop.
you knew it was important, why'd you use your bag?
You can't get another bag.
Duffel. Find a
Can you
sack.
not? There's no other bags in that apartment.
Paper or plastic.
Exactly. Most places require when you go food shopping, you got to bring your own bag now anyway. So
It seems like there was enough time to put it in another bag.
I think so. Yeah. Well, they had to cut the the object moving from one bag to the other scene. Mm-hmm. By the way, just want to also point out that she was walking, through like Central Park in Manhattan with arrows on her over her shoulder, and no one noticed.
Yeah, it's New York.
Yeah, true.
There's a guy who's been walking around for a few weeks with a knife slashing people.
That's
I
true.
could see arrows getting away with.
Is that happening right now in New York?
It was.
Okay.
They finally caught him.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I've heard rumors that New York City's turning back into the 70s again.
God damn.
Yeah.
Yep. And Kate's gone again, like Batman. Oh, she had a good time down.
That is nothing like Batman, please.
Yeah. It's I also have to point out that's not exactly the most inconspicuous look that you got there.
Nope.
Yeah.
She's not acting like a grown up. She's acting. Actually, she's kind of acting like a Black Widow, except without the know-how.
Yeah, I was gonna say with as a rookie. But is this going to be one of those things like in DCU with Arrow, where you got some random person off the street who can basically take out like 16 Green Berets simultaneously?
Wait, he was in the thumbnail. This guy.
Okay.
So I wonder if he becomes someone.
The old guy. Yeah.
Oh, she is way too personable.
Exactly.
No.
No.
Oh, God. You are so dumb. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I'll just take this.
He's like, I don't want no crazy people. I'm
Exactly.
fine.
This is New York. I'm already used to this. Yeah. It's crazy enough when someone's carrying around a bow and arrow. Yeah. And being a lot, oh my God. Again, how do you cannot be, you cannot hide that.
She's got a laser on.
She jimmied that lock pretty well.
Japan walk around with bows and arrows just because they're part of the club for that.
Impressive.
Nobody says boo.
Yeah, I guess you can't make fun of the LARPers if you're two people walking around with bows and arrows while there's guns in the world.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I struggle with the disbelief when watching Arrow in DC.
The only difference is like one set of ammo is like real, and the other one is like foam rubber.
What was it? Did you chirp an alarm? So much for, by the way, honoring the mom's request to basically stay away from the kid. So, looking for the Rolex, as long as someone I used to work with. Exactly. So, all right. Suspense, is it?
Goodbye, friend.
Goodbye, friend. Oh, is that the watch? Okay.
Well, because it's attached to somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Who that somebody is, we don't know yet, and also who's going to probably bust in at this point. Turn around.
I mean, who's left that it would fit on?
Yeah.
Unless you find out Tony's not really dead.
Okay. Sam Cooper's mentioned in there.
Uh-oh.
Clint Barton. Yeah. She's gonna. This has been actually a pretty non-action related episode too. So, that's why his apartment. Yep.
Oh, that's why lights.
Yeah.
Oh, they found him.
Yep. And got her too.
She does kind of live there.
Like, he does have the view of the window.
Exactly. Yes. So. Yeah.
Oh.
You're fighting. Uh-oh.
Well, that was an interesting switch right
Wait, it's the other Black Widow.
there.
Oh,
Yeah,
you think? You think it's only
Yeah. Remember, she's supposed to be going after him.
Yeah. Whoop.
Oh.
Surprised that Maya would have missed a shot like that.
I'm surprised they're actually bundling up Yelena Belova like that. Check. Does the outfit have a vest?
Whoops.
That's why things have wheels in order to do that.
Yeah.
Specially designed.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Oh!
Yeah. Oh yeah, bring the gun out. That's about time. Okay.
Wait, that was a pose, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Almost broke their bow there.
Yeah. And down goes the gun.
Yeah, she moves like it would be Yelena.
Yeah.
It moves like it would be a widow. Oh, that's definitely a widow.
It
Got the gauntlets.
yeah, it would obviously tie into the movie that just came out this year too. Yeah. She goes over the edge. Yeah. Huh. You knew she was not going to die, though.
Yeah, but look at what's going on right here. It's like
Yeah.
just like Vormir.
Mm-hmm. Ow. Still going to hurt when she lands. And again, the background don't even notice. Someone just dropped out of the sky.
Get right back up.
It's like, I am not done with this.
Well, you know, it would tie in really well with the fact that he talked about saving Natasha. And then if Yelena is able to save him, it would sort of somewhat come full circle.
I don't see Yelena doing that.
It don't really affect.
Going ahead and trying to explain to her like what really happened.
I don't know, but why would they have the story arc there? Mm-hmm. Or, you know, the explanation of, you know, the tie-in between Natasha and Clint.
This is near the end of the episode.
Oh, yep. There we go.
Yep.
And
oh, yeah, she's dramatic reveal and da-da-da-da-da. So, I don't think she doesn't know.
I don't do it.
Oh, no one knows who she is.
Yeah. Wee. That was pretty cool.
Oh, so he does know who she is.
Mm-hmm. You're not my partner. You knew that line was coming. So, yeah. How can you be about you? Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't.
What's that?
Well, he just said someone has hired a Black Widow assassin.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows it's a Black Widow, but I don't think he knows it's Yelena. I don't think he knows it's Natasha's sister.
Yeah. But this, like I said, this would be the tie-in, and that's why they had the explanation earlier in the episode. But you know, we're not partners because you keep fucking telling people that, you know, you're hanging out with an Avenger. You know, stop giving away who I am. You know, I get the hero worship, but shut the hell up already. So, all right. So there we go. Episode 4 is in the books. We got 2 more episodes left at this point.
But this was like the break moment of like whether or not they were really going to bond or whether or not they were just going to be like, you're a kid, damn it. You know,
this was that predictable. This was that predictable episode that you knew was going to happen, because eventually it's going to come clean that, oh yeah, by the way, I'm Ronin, and obviously that happened. You know, there's that trust factor of that, you know, that question of, can I trust you? And then you knew that they're going to separate, and then probably by episode 6 reunite to finally basically finalize the miniseries. So far, I'm enjoying it. I mean, I know this series is getting a lot of crap. I know apparently the ratings and the viewership has not been as high for this as it's been for other Disney Plus series when it comes to the MCU. But honestly, I'm digging this one a little more than some of the other ones, maybe because of the fact I've always liked Hawkeye as that every person. You know, no superpowers, no big suit, no, you know, anything. Just average run-of-the-mill dude trying to keep up and doing pretty well. I like that average person mentality. And it works well here, too.
It just definitely has its cheesy moments, but for the most part, I
Oh, yeah,
enjoy
it
it
does.
as well.
But I mean, look, if you put, you know, Spider-Man, if you put Ant-Man, if you put the Hulk up against Echo, you know Echo's going to lose immediately. But this makes it evens things up a little bit while tying in and adding to the backstory a little bit more. This, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this actually might be one of the best miniseries, probably maybe even the best miniseries they've had so far.
I'm still Loki to
I'm
me
enjoying it
still
more
is
than the
my
other ones.
favorite.
I'm enjoying.
There's gonna
Say
be
again. I'm sorry.
I liked Loki the most, really.
I'm enjoying this one more. I just am, but maybe because again I liked him better than Loki because Loki got predictable.
Consulting producer Matt Fraction. I've actually met Matt Fraction.
Who's
Very
that?
long time ago, though. Comic book writer. He wrote a number of Marvel and DC comics.
Okay.
I didn't think he wrote anything for Hawkeye, but I guess he did.
Well, a lot of times they bounce between. I mean, I think Kevin Smith has written for both sides as well.
Yeah. I think Matt Fraction's more known for The Flash.
Okay.
But
like I said, they bounce between them on occasion. I mean,
now I keep seeing the thing for Georgia. Now, how many things are they shooting in Georgia? Because I see a lot of New York in here.
A lot
of things in Georgia.
A lot of stuff in Georgia because also Georgia is a right to work state. So it changes how people get paid.
Like we can fire you at any time we like.
The funny thing
as long
is,
as it doesn't involve discrimination.
I'm going to use Walking Dead as an example. They can pay $8, $9, $10 an hour to union actors who have to go to school, by the way, to learn how to be a background zombie. They have to attend. Down there, they have to attend zombie school and learn how to actually walk like a zombie. But in the process, they get paid like an $8 or $9 an hour rate as a union person because of the right to work aspect. Up here, you get $182 to walk in the door, not counting makeup or any of that stuff. Down there, obviously, cost of living is a lot lower in Georgia, but they pay a lot less too. You know, part of my thinking when it comes to Cobra Kai season 4 and Cobra Kai being filmed down there is I'm almost worried about what the work conditions are for people on Cobra Kai because I don't want the show to be spoiled if I find out the truth.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain things that you just have this, you know, this panacea in your mind that it's like, I love the show. I don't want to hear what it's like behind the scenes.
Can I go to sleep now, Papa? No.
You know, I mean, Cobra Kai, I don't think would be terribly long days because it's a lot of dialogue. But I mean, all the kids are adults at this point too, so you don't have to worry about the labor laws. But I do wonder in this case if it is one of those things where they have 15, 16-hour days under the right to work conditions. And honestly, the guys don't get, you know, people don't get paid much.
Oh, Georgia.
Almost moved down there a few years ago too. Made the decision to move down there too. Yeah.
I didn't.
I made the decision because I had a conversation with a guy who was one of the cast members of Vampire Diaries and eventually Luke Cage, because I've known the guy for a while. And he's like, follow where the money is. That's where always the work's going to be. And I kind of thought about it. And I'm like, you know what? I think Atlanta's the way I got to go. And I made the plan. I started to work on that. I started to run it through my head. It was January 30th, 2016 that I decided that I was going to do that. And then January 31st, 2016, I met Robin first time. And that obviously, though I'm still here, but I had made the decision at that point at a birthday party. I think it's probably time to make a gutsy move. And so here I am 5 years later, still in New Jersey.
The fates have aligned.
Yes,
We
indeed
said
they
you must
have.
stay.
And we welcome you.
Yes. So
Which is funny because Jersey doesn't really welcome anyone.
no, it doesn't. We kind of hate everybody that basically. Well, listen, we get crapped on. You know, it's that you know, the red-haired stepchild of the U.S.
I thought that was Florida.
Yeah.
That's the
Listen,
crazy uncle that
Florida-
we don't
Florida
invite
has
to
charm.
Thanksgiving dinner.
You know what it is? Florida still has some charm to it because it's got palm trees, it's got warm weather. Jersey don't have that, you know.
Jersey's
We got
fun.
warm weather. The trees are different, yes, but
But we don't have warm weather right now, and we're not going to have it for like 4 months.
because it's
Jersey's
winter
weird.
time. It's
Yeah, but
late fall.
Florida-
We're not supposed
Florida-
to have warm weather.
Florida
It's
winter is
weird.
like 50 degrees. You know. I mean,
Yeah, and
granted,
Florida
it's not-
summer is like cooking in an oven.
Yeah, and
So,
well,
you
Florida
know.
also has hurricane season too. But
Yep, there you go.
And swamps.
Well, in fairness, so does New Jersey. So I you know what? There's still a point towards
Yeah.
that.
Swamp
right about-
people,
hurricane
Boca
season is
Raton,
right,
all
in
the old people,
right in the time for my birthday too. September
all the
22nd
drugs
is my
coming
birthday.
from South
And
America.
it's prime hurricane season right there. So friggin' hurricanes, man. Anywhere you go in the country, there's no safe haven from any like weird, stupid weather.
No, not really. There's probably a few places, but then you have to worry about the bugs that live there.
How did we get to weather talking about this show?
I have
Dude,
no idea.
why
We're
don't we
talking
talk
about
about
Georgia, I
anything?
think.
You know, we should probably just create a show with be like, random crap we come up with on the fly. So anyway, the Bolshevik Revolution. I want to talk a little bit about this. For God's sakes, before the show, I was discussing the multiverse.
Before the tracksuit mafia, they were the Bolsheviks.
Exactly, or the bullshit fix, maybe more like in this case for us. So,
but okay, so learned a lot.
Yes,
we learned that Jack is pretty much supplying money and funds to the tracksuit mafia.
Mm-hmm.
So we already know that he's dirty. We know that Mama tried to call and tip somebody off after meeting with Clint and Kate, so she knows somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And we already know that Yelena is being duped by Elaine from Seinfeld to go after Clint. So,
do you think we're going to see Julia Louis-Dreyfus in this, the power broker, whatever she's called in Marvel?
No, technically Power Broker was Agent 13.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
She plays the Contessa, who's like.
What's the name of Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character?
Contessa.
Oh, the Contessa. Yeah. Okay. I thought we were still talking about that one.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Contessa at the end. Only because we have to find out what's going to happen once Yelena and Clint actually talk, if they actually talk.
And Viva's wrapped up, so what else is she doing?
But, I mean, if they are going to do like a Dark Avengers sort of thing between bringing her in and then bringing in, Party City Cap, and who knows, there is a possibility that this may also be the way that maybe Swordman gets thrown into the Dark Avengers somehow. Maybe that's the recruitment of it.
Who knows where this series is going to be going over the next 4 to 5 years? But I'm liking this more than I have some of the other ones personally.
Yeah, this is a more a tighter story. Really, I mean, even with what you get in Loki, even with what you get in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they're much more grandiose. They're much more world trotting. You have to build the world, and you have to build the stuff that's going on in it.
And maybe that's part of my
happening
problem
in New York City. It keeps it so nice and tight that you're able to do more with the characters rather than worried about what planet you're going to ship them off to or what country you're going to ship them off to and what's going to go on there.
Yeah, maybe that's part of my problem with MCU Phase 4, which is similar to like the problem that I have with Dragon Ball. It's always the next bigger thing than the previous one. And I struggle with that a little bit, where it almost waters down the previous accomplishments. This is a smaller story about simply revenge against one person. Yeah, I mean, there's some money, there's corruption and all this kind of stuff, but it's not on a grandiose, gigantic, colossal scale. It's just, like you said, it's a tighter story about something that's a smaller detail that doesn't require everybody involved in it. I like it maybe from that perspective.
Maybe things will slow down. I mean, they're doing the big multiverse, but I think after that's done, you can't really go any higher than that. And then you're going to focus on bringing back the X-Men and all those guys. And then you're going to have Avengers versus X-Men at some point.
Right. But I think there's something to be said about like the smaller, nuanced entries into the MCU. Because think of it like comic book terms. There were times when like multiple different runs of comic books regarding like one character or another, somehow the stories always ended up like intertwining into some big narrative that was going to go on for the entire year, and you were going to have this payoff like after 6-7 months between all the comics. But then there were also the ones that told their own personal individual stories. Sometimes it wasn't about like who the next villain was. Sometimes it was just about like getting over a fight or reconciling with what happened afterwards.
Which is
or not even dealing with a fight with a superhero at all. Maybe just a fight with something interpersonal. One can always go back to the one with Tony and his alcohol addiction and that cover with him in the mirror with the glass and everything. Sometimes you just need those in order to realize that this is much more of an art form than people give it credit for.
I think you can also, even with those big stories, you can insert the smaller ones like this into it. You brought up like the big stories they would do every year. I remember when they did the one called Fear Itself, Deadpool had a side. Basically what happened was, I think hammers were falling from the sky or something, and there were a whole bunch of different Thor hammers.
Mhm.
And Deadpool pretended he found one. So he had the entire comic book story running alongside this major storyline where it's just like, I have a Thor's hammer. I'm a god. Listen to me. And that was the entire plot.
Was it really a Thor's hammer, or was it?
No, it was fake.
Because
And I think Rhino was involved, and Rhino was going after him. And I gotta reread it, but it was a fun story.
Nice. So I'm pretty sure we're going to be wrapping this up at this point. Any final thoughts from you, gentlemen?
I'm tired.
I am wondering
I know,
if we're
kinda
going to see more backstory on Clint. Like we've seen in other shows, we've usually seen like a flashback sort of episode. So I don't know if number 5 is going to be that or not. If it is, I won't be surprised. But I'm hoping we don't, so that maybe there's still a little bit of mystery left to the character, and that way they can play it up if there is a season 2, or they can play it up in maybe an Echo, maybe he guests in that. But I like that they're just keeping it street level. They're keeping it simple, and I hope they keep it simple. I don't want 5 and 6 to be like blowing it out of the water.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Listen, Feige said that the reason this is shorter is they were putting more money into it. So if they come back with a flashback episode, oh my God.
It's averaging $25 million an episode. Regular television right now, like a Law and Order or something like that, usually will hover around $5 million. To give you some idea.
And you know what? If for the money, I don't think it's giving its return, unfortunately.
That's like I said, that's part of the problem with it. I mean, it's a good series, but there's been a lot of questions about the MCU on Disney Plus if it's really pulling in a lot of revenue, and I don't think it really is.
Remember Heroes from around 15 years ago?
NBC, yes.
When I saw that on NBC, I was like, "That's amazing! How much?" Because that seemed like a movie level production, and you notice it only lasted like 3 years. I think once you see something doesn't bring back the return, they don't keep up with it.
I don't know.
Well, I think it's going to be a question of like, do we actually do these things like long form series, or do we keep it to like maybe 6 episodes or less? Do we make it more of like a movie that's just split up? Because lately that's pretty much what these have been, instead of like independent films from the MCU. But it's long when you really put it all together.
Yep.
I'll say one more comment. Actually, I had 2 more comments because I don't want to wrap up on this. So they're going to do a few more shows. One of them is going to be Miss Marvel.
Right.
Miss Marvel is one of my favorite characters in Marvel Comics. She's like a lot of very popular characters. She's starting to get watered down, but she started off very strong. Jersey Girl, super nerd, cool powers. They're changing her powers for the TV series, though. She's supposed to have the same powers as Mr. Fantastic, or close to him. Now she's going to have like Green Lantern type powers, basically creating things with her mind. I'm not sure if I'm for that. So I just wanted to throw that.
Technically, she's also supposed to be an Inhuman too, and I don't think they're doing that.
No, yeah, definitely Inhuman, I think, is off the table thanks to the TV show.
Right.
But
so I think if you're going to go ahead and you're going to change who the character,
they can't do the bomb,
powers,
can they?
You can change the powers too. But yeah,
You
go
can
ahead
change
and
the
give
powers,
her the
but
stretchies. Give her the stretchies before we actually bring in Fantastic Four.
It's like making Spider-Man just a superhero from another planet with a lion robot. It's weird.
Dude, listen, there's no way possible that you could ever have a Spider-Man from an alien planet with a giant robot. That doesn't exist. And anybody who comes up with that is, honestly, that was really
insane.
Good.
I don't know where it came from in my head. I don't know why I said it. It's insane for that to ever happen. Anyway, I guess we should finish up on the thoughts. I don't know. I'm liking the series. I want to see where the next 2 episodes go. I'm hoping to see a King Ben. That's my final thoughts.
Like I said, in 2 weeks we're gonna probably get a bombshell of some sort on this, and it's gonna be a good one. I'm really hoping so, but I'm also thinking it's going to be. And I'm looking forward to that, because I think they may have even learned something a little bit from the letdown of WandaVision. Maybe they filmed something as a result to not have that same mistake again.
And
the real question is going to be: is someone going to die in this?
Kind of hoping
it's
I really
hope
Kate
Bishop's going to die, because they're
really
going
don't want
to
him
move
to
on
die.
with Young Avengers. It's unheard of that Maya's going to die, because they're already saying there's going to be an Echo TV show. If they really are doing a Dark Avengers thing, I don't see Elena Belova dying. And Jack's a maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But will they kill off Clint?
No, I don't think they're going to kill off Clint because I think they want him to go off into the sunset. But I'm still, it's going to be weird because Spider-Man, which is so anticipated, is going to come out in the middle of this. I'm wondering if that's going to have a negative effect. Is anyone even going to be focused on the finale when they're focused on going to the movies to see Spider-Man, which has been selling out at the moment?
Oh, well, that's right, because there's 2 more. That means the final episode will come after the premiere.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Which is weird. I figured they would try to release it in a way where it'd be before, but guess not.
I mean, unless they do both episodes, next week like they did the first 2 episodes.
Or they're going to want to release it the last episode before Christmas, since it's a Christmas special.
Yes, it is.
But also at the same time, as we'll close on this too, they put the first 5 episodes in deliberately to land it right at Christmas, and also knowing it's going to overlap with Spider-Man. So the people that have watched the first 5 episodes by that point are going to want to watch the conclusion, regardless of whether they see Spider-Man or not.
I'm going to laugh up. I'm going to laugh up. The last episode is them watching Spider-Man fight on the Statue of Liberty.
Well, I mean, okay, not to be too much of a conspiracy theorist, but considering this is supposed to happen after the events of No Way Home, considering when all the stuff of Far From Home and No Way Home take place, is there a possibility that there's going to be something in Spider-Man that happens, and when it all's over, something's going to happen that's going to eventually result in something that happens in the final episode of Hawkeye?
Or maybe the post-credit scene for Spider-Man ties into the last episode here.
I mean, maybe is that how we get Kingpin, like kind of like into the Spider-Verse, how he just crosses over?
Not to give out a spoiler, and put your fingers in your ears right now if you don't want to hear this. There actually is a rumor that they already released one of the end of credit scenes for Spider-Man, and it's going to be Venom leaving a piece of himself behind.
So, well, I mean, I'm not surprised by that.
Hinting it's a question of black suit Spider-Man.
Which I was going to say, which Venom?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, not Topher Grace.
No, not that one.
But I mean, we already knew that he was being brought in when we saw the end of Let There Be Carnage. It's just going to be a question of whether or not there was going to be any interaction. If he's going to be left over and deals with Spider-Man after the events of the movie or during.
It seems like he's not going to actually interact with Spider-Man at all. He's going to be forced right back into his reality, but a part of the Venom is going to stay
What was
behind.
The point of him even looking at the television when he saw Tom Holland on the screen?
It's the post-credits. It's supposed to mean nothing. That's why they put it in the post-credits. So it's out of sight, out of mind.
I honestly thought the reason they were doing it was because he saw on the television that, Spider-Man killed a person, enemy number 1. And of course, now he's the lethal protector, the 2 of them together.
And look, we're talking about it.
Thinking,
they got out of it what they needed out of it. We're talking about it. That now they're good. They're satisfied.
Like I said, any press is good press. And we talked about that yesterday. So. All right, gentle folks.
I want resolution, damn it.
You'll never get resolution when it comes to the MCU, not as long as there's money involved. Sorry, dude. But anyway, like I said, it's going to wrap it up for us. It's now 9 p.m. JT, you got to go to bed because you got to get up in about 2.5 hours. I only get to get up in about 8 hours, so it's not too bad for me. And Ryan,
I'm off tomorrow.
Thank you as always.
I know where you live.
We will be back on Tuesday for Tales from the Film Set at 7 p.m. And then once again, basically here next Wednesday night at 8 p.m. for episode 5 of Hawkeye. As always, you can find us on Tales from the Film Set, excuse me, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and also on Twitch, and then also at Film Set Tales on Twitter. So for myself, Mr. JT Maguire, and of course, Mr. Ryan O'Regan, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week.